Make the walk twice
That's
for
right.
one fight. You know, that's almost the hardest part is making the walk, and these guys got to do it 2 times, so it could be a benefit.
Yep, and variation is hard. Novel experiences are difficult on the brain. They are, but you're both going through it. So whichever one of you is going to be a little more mentally strong may benefit from it, and you just have to know it's you. You just have to.
And a strong right hand from the wrestler in Connor Leonard. Connor Leonard is making it rain down on top of Wesley Perry.
Perry's still in it. Perry's still in it.
Perry's still in it, back to his feet. And wild when we see a styles clash like that the wrestler is throwing heavy leather.
For people that have watched fights for a long time, it's just shocking how good young fighters are. Like, just look at these guys move.
Strong inside leg kick. When you hear those shins touch each other, that is like 2 4x4s clacking.
It's bad when you don't hear them, too.
Right? You just hear that stick.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, God.
It is crazy how good young fighters are nowadays, and they're only getting better. You know, this generation is better than the last generation, and the generation that's coming up after them will be even better. And, you know, most sports are like that in terms of the more time, the more exposure, the bigger fan bases, they're going to have more talent coming up, and we've seen a huge rise in that in MMA.
What you see now, too, is, man, these guys are throwing. Even though, yes, everybody's training jiu-jitsu and wrestling or whatever, these are free fighters. You're a free fighter, right? Like truly a free fighter, and that is a different thing. When you come up at 12 years old, seeing freedom in a cage, you emulate it.
And that boxing from Coach Alira, that being something that he's taken pride on through many years, is definitely showing through in his pupil in Connor Leonard right now.
Yeah, Perry's right back in this, you know.
He does look to be fully recovered right now, and he had some high praises from another local Colorado pro who's been burning up the scene in his own respect in one Michael Stack. Oh, and we have a flash knockout right there, and it is all over right there. Connor Leonard with a right hand that sent Wesley Perry all the way to the canvas and then finished it off on the bottom.
He's getting up, but we don't need him up yet, you know. Like,
get him a stool.
That was a fastball pitch, man.
Yes.
Right in front of us. And there was speed on it, you know, it was elastic.
100% right there, and you see, as he will should, you see a fired up Connor Leonard rattling the cage over there, now being picked up by Coach Alira.
You know, Connor has that wrestling background, he didn't even have to show it off. You know, his hands were looking sharp tonight.
You know, the nervous system doesn't care whether you call it wrestling or boxing, right? We call it those things, but his body knows how to move, right? His neurology doesn't care if you call that step a step to a jab or a step to penetrate in on a double leg. To his body, it's the same thing. To your body, it's the same thing. So a lot of the times, the way we compartmentalize these things is to understand them, but it's not really true. His body does what it does.
Certainly. Now, mechanically, Robin, how does he set up that overhand that he was able to find such success with throughout the fight?
You know, we were talking about feints, and there was a little tiny bit of just a body feint, just a little tiny full body feint that he used a couple times.